Hey, hey, ho, ho, on my way to 500. Please subscribe. Thank you. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Resin Crafting with Chris Collected. Today, we're going to continue the Pokemon series, and we're going to finish up our Bulbasaur and do a little Eevee, and of course, Charizard. Two different ways. So, we're going to pour with some Tea Expert, and I decided to use the actual small resiner cups to see how it worked with this spinner. This is your standard 1-to-1. Super easy to use. I'm really liking my little resin mixer here. It's nice. It helps you be able to have time to clean up everything, but at the same time, I do say the only big problem would be if you were doing a large quantity, it's a problem. And then this has happened a few times where when I pull it back up, the handle stayed in. So the little paddle there, it actually like disconnected itself. I didn't do that. Check out my new headband too, isn't that cute? All right, so today we're just gonna do a simple split. So 50-50. Two different colors. All of it's going to be red, but I want to do red two different ways. That way we can get that fun crackle effect. For starters, this is just some standard red mica powder. Put a big scoop in one, and then a little bit of less in the other. Next up, this is Pink Gold from Pearlex. This is another mica powder. Now I decided to do a really big scoop in that second one that I hadn't done a scoop yet. Next, we have the extra fine glitter. This is a nice dark red one. These are just some little plastic bits. They always look great in resin. And then my little nail art ones. And I just chose the red ones that I had and put that into both. Now let's stir them up. Ooh, that one's looking nice. You can see the nail art, and it's a nice red color. Whereas this one has more of that pink gold in it. And so as you can see, it has a little more of a pearl effect. Exactly what I wanted. Now, time to pour. First up is a Charizard. I really loved how this one came out. I think I would end up having a piece like this that I could sell. The only problem was it is very sharp at all these little points. And so I don't know if this is the right one for me to sell, but it's definitely up there. I really like it. And as you can see, for small molds like this, a good technique is to pick it up and slowly move it around. But you have to make sure you don't have a floppy mold. These pink ones are perfect for that. All right, now let's do the Pokeball. For this one, I want to do that crackle effect. So I put in a light color and then put in this heavy pearl afterwards. And I also want to do that other little chibi Charizard in this one. Look at that one. You can see a big shard of that nail art just came out. Luckily, though, it does settle before it actually hardens. I need to buy some of those micro brushes. That's another technique that you could do for this. But if you don't have those, you can just kind of swirl it around and then drop it a few times. Now we top it up. I overfilled a little bit there, so I just moved it around. All right, next up is our Eevee. This Pokemon can evolve into all different types, and so I've been kind of just making random versions when I have extra. So this one would have turned into a Flareon if I had given all this red. And top it up. And I decided to put a little bit of that other color in there too. All right, next up, last time we did our Bulbasaur. Let's finish it up. I really did try to pour both in at one time, but it was a little too hard, so I decided to do one after another. A nice steady stream as it slowly fills up. It actually ended up being a little bit more than I thought it was going to be in there. That piece really turned out great. Stick around for the demolding, and you can see all the pieces that we've done today. Hey, what's that? Why, is that a Patreon exclusive in the wild? I think it is. Go check out my Patreon and you can see that one be poured and demolded. Thank you all so much. Gotta get your mom. Subscribe. Yay. Ooh, it looks good. Haha. Make sure to go to my Patreon and you can see it be demolded. Now, first up, we have the Pokeball. This turned out exactly like I wanted. That is the crackle effect that I was going for. As you can see, almost like veins. Looks pretty good. We have a few micro bubbles, but nothing too serious. I just ordered something from Resiners, and so maybe it'll help me with those bubbles in the future. A little Pokeball. There's the tail, and it's a Master Ball to be specific. And then I'm really loving how those little plastic bits look. Almost makes them look like dragon scales. I really think I should do another one and do it heavy. Do a large amount of them and really look like dragon scales then. But maybe none of that red glitter, because it kind of turns out black. Like it turns out really too dark. It just comes so dark. but it does give a kind of unique effect. Now this is the only one that didn't have any of that pearl in it. And you can really see it's much more transparent. And I think this one too, I could do with even more of those nail shards. Then it'd really look great. But it does look really good. Again, the only problem I saw with this one was it's a little sharp. So if I was going to use it as a keychain or something, it might also end up hurting me one day. All right, so this has been 2 weeks in the process. Let's check it out. Convenient little handle there, easy to open. This one actually demolded really easy. I was worried about it, but actually don't demold it so easy. As you can see, those few of those soccer flowers from last week went all the way to the tip. And then I did overpour a little bit, and so I'm gonna go ahead and chop those pieces off. And unfortunately, when doing that, I did knock off one of its little toes. And overall, I would say this is like a 90% good piece. One of the toes was knocked off and its face was a little messed up. Other than that, all the pieces looked great. Thank y'all so much. Make sure to stick around for the images if you'd like to see them. Otherwise, make sure to subscribe, like, comment. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.